during the trip you were mentioning different terms that for me was always thinking about what means this term or where this term comes from. For example, was the flame soul, for example. And for me, it's interesting to think about the flame soul because in the in my culture in the shamanic culture we sometimes we don't have names for things. And for me, this is probably more like a new wave, neo-shamanism, or or other practices. But please tell us.
This is again a really good question, and there's not the whole idea of labels is a tricky one because labels, we live in the 3D right now for the most part. I know it's in 5D or whatever. And the labels, when we're speaking, communicating this way verbally instead of telepathically, is a way to help us identify things and understand things. Yet at the same time, they can limit how we view things. I use it because I found that I met my twin flame, and I'll explain that. And when you meet someone and it's such a strong connection, you're like, and you don't understand it, like, what is this? You want to label it. And so could this person have been my twin flame? Maybe, maybe not. I feel like it's more somebody that is helping you to ascend. They're helping you with your ascension, which is really just remembering who you are, bringing you back to your heart, remembering that you are only love, you are pure love, and that everybody else, we are all connected. We were never separated. We just have the illusion of it, and that we are all one. We're from one source. That's, to me, is what the twin flame is. Someone that maybe I have decided pre-birth that, okay, at this point, we're going to meet and you're going to hugely trigger me because it's going to be such a strong attraction that I'm going to feel like it's supposed to be romantic and it's not. And then you're going to like abandon me or whatever. And it's going to trigger all these old wounds to help me to heal, to help bring me back into oneness and to sacred union within. And there's a lot of myths, I feel, around this whole twin flame thing that, oh, it has to be one person, it's this person, or it has to look like this, and you're supposed to be together. It's so romantic. And I feel like anybody can be a twin flame or nobody. It depends on how you look at it. Because if we're all one and we're all ultimately mirrors for one another and helping one another to learn, and we're in different bodies, different fractals, then we're all each other's twin flame, number one. Number two, so it's really depending on how you look at it. The twin flame, however, has been helpful to me and a lot of people who have met one person where there's such a strong, strong magnetic connection that you're like, what is this? It almost feels like an obsession, and you just can't get this person out of your mind, even though you don't really know them. Maybe I can explain it a little bit better. Yeah, like what you said, there's just sometimes more of a connection with people. And so the twin flame, it's been defined as a soul that has split. So one soul that has split and chose to live in two different bodies so that when they meet, they mirror one another, they recognize one another, they call them their divine counterparts. And so in the differentiation with soulmate is someone of your same soul tribe or soul group that is not necessarily, excuse me, from one soul. And so even though if we may all be from one source and all fractals of source, it's like we do have what I feel soul families, soul tribes, where there's more of a connection. For me, I feel like you're a soul brother. Like I feel like there's such a strong connection with you that you're part of my soul family. That's what it feels like for me, that there was just like a very, like a recognition, a level of comfort, just the energy. It just was very, yeah. And in that sense, an ascension partner, another ascension partner. Ascension partners are anybody that allows us to grow, which is pretty much everybody.
And probably you can feel it more because you have a sister and you have a twin sister.
Yeah.
Do you consider her your flame soul?
She could be. I mean, people say that it's usually romantic. That doesn't feel like romance. There's not romance between us. But we're very, very close. We definitely mirror one another and we help each other to grow and learn. I suppose you could say she's my twin flame. Not everybody would agree with it depending on what the definition is. And that's where the definitions and the labels can limit our understanding of things. So I'd say yes.